Hi guys, in this video I'll be demonstrating how we can run the word count program on Amazon Web Services. Hi guys, in this video I'll be demonstrating how we can run the word count program on Amazon Web Services. So for this we'll be using EMR to create an elastic MapReduce cluster. So I just created a cluster and I have it up and running. And one thing that you have to ensure is that in the master you should have an inbound rule that allows SSH enabled. Like you can go ahead and select master, and in the inbound rule you can edit inbound rule and add SSH and say anywhere. That will allow your Mac to connect to the SSH. Through SSH it will connect to the master node. So now that the cluster is set, you can go ahead and create your file, the Maven project. So we'll create a Maven project, say next, create a simple project, and I'll go ahead and use the same details that I mentioned here. So my package name or group ID is arc.wc, and my artifact ID is mi word count. I'll just stick with the same name. Let's just give description as a blank. So finish. So our project structure has been created. We'll go to pom.xml and include dependencies so that the Hadoop program commands can be run. So I'll copy the dependencies from here and paste it here after description. I do not need the last dependency, so I'm gonna omit it, and I'll save the pom.xml file, close it. And now in the main Java we'll go ahead and create a package and give that package as arc.wc as the name. Finish. Then we'll be creating the word count class. So I'll right click and say new class, and I'll give it the name as word count. Okay, that looks good. Finish. We'll copy the word count version 1 program from here. So my program has been copied. I'll save the program. Okay, I'll just go through the program briefly. Starting with the main program, we see that the configuration here refers to the Hadoop configuration. So we create an object for that and we initialize a job with the Hadoop configuration, and we set the jar file as jar by class as the word count class, that is our main class, and we have the mapper class as tokenizer mapper, and this is our reducer class, which is the insum reducer. You can see it here. Combiner will also be the same, and the output class, that is text.class. These are the types of MapReduce, various types that you have. The output types is text class, and that's the key, and the value will be an int writable, that is a particular word and how many times the word has occurred in the file. So the first argument will be the input file that will be executing, and the output will be the folder that you want the results to be saved to. So in the map, what we do is we take the file, and for every word we assign the count as 1, and the reducer will take all the keys which have same value and like cumulatively get the sum of the words. So that will give you the number of times each word occurs. So that is the overall idea of the MapReduce program. Then we'll go ahead and export this file. We'll be exporting it as a jar file. browse. So I'll be exporting it to my Eclipse workspace and I'll say finish. We can verify the same by going to our Finder and checking. See, the jar file has been exported. Alright. So the next step is that in our EMR, we'll first go to S3, that is the storage area. In here we'll create a bucket and the bucket should have a unique ID. So I'll be providing my student ID here. And just create it with the default settings. So in the bucket I will be uploading the files that I will be working with. So that is the input file, which is mammals.txt file. I'll just go next. And similarly I'll also upload the jar file, that is the word count jar that we just exported. So these are the two files that we need. So in the next step what we do is we connect to the main master node. In order to do that we can use SSH. So we go back to our cluster, EMR cluster. Alright, so in this we can see how we can connect to the master node. So for the Mac users you can execute this particular command. First I'll go to my Eclipse workspace because I have all my files there, and I can paste this command here. This particular thing represents the key pair. You can generate the key value pair by going to the, by making use of EC2's key pair service. And since this represents the path, I'll go ahead and use this because I have made a note of this. Okay. Oh, this does not seem like the one I want, but fine. Okay, so that is, I need to give the exact path, and I have it in my downloads folder. So I'll go to downloads / group activity 1, that is the name of the key. Let me just check. Sorry, 6190 key pair, that is the name of the key value pair that I have. 6190 key pair. Yeah, now hopefully this will connect to the master node. Okay, so I just ran the same command and I put the exact path, and I ran it using the sudo, and I got successfully connected to EMR. Now continuing the next steps, what we can do is we have also uploaded the files to the S3. Now what we can do is we'll upload the jar file to the Hadoop system. We execute this command. So we upload it to home/Hadoop. So we have our word count.jar file here. Now we will be copying it to the user/Hadoop by executing the full. Now we can check the files that are currently present in user Hadoop by running the following command. So we see that there's nothing present, and now from our Hadoop file system we'll be copying it to user Hadoop, where we'll be running the word count program. So in order to do that, we can put it on the file system. So for that, you will go ahead and do this. So the jar file is wordcount.jar. User Hadoop. Okay, so that's good. Enter. So the wordcount.jar file has been copied to the Hadoop system. Now we will be executing this command, which will actually run the jar file on an input file and an output file. So copy, and we'll be changing the parameters accordingly. So the jar file name is wordcount.jar, and the word count is the class name, and the input file is, we'll run it directly from the S3 bucket. So we can copy this here, and we'll be executing the word count on mammals.txt. And output.path, you can either save it on user Hadoop or home Hadoop, or you can directly save it to the S3, and I'll be doing that. Variable 136662. Let's say output is my directory name, output wc, that is output word count, and I'm just gonna press enter. So the jobs are running. You can see the status here, and you can also go to Amazon S3 service. So in the bucket, the output folder will be created once this is successfully completed. So as you can see, the bytes have been written to the output file. We can confirm the same by refreshing this. Yes, so we got success, that is the file has the program has successfully run. And this was the part 1 of the word count program, and the part 2 is also the same. It's just that we'll be using the word counts version 2 to run the same thing. This is the file. I'm gonna just copy and replace it and do the same procedure for this too. So version 2 of word count program is similar to the version 1. The only difference is that in word count 1, version 1, we will be able to only count the words, but version 2 can also accommodate for special characters, and hence it can be more versatile. So we will be executing the same commands as we did for word count version 1, and we can obtain the output in the Amazon's S3. So that is it. Thank you.